Really? The corporations take 90% of the profits, and using loopholes they wrote, they'd take even more. The corporation's own promotional costs, like free bets, taken from the homeless funds. And they'd get a refund on their $100 million license fee, taken from homeless funds too. These guys didn't write a plan for the homeless. They wrote it for themselves.
Behind the scenes at Apple Fitness Plus and what makes the workouts so unique in TechSmart.
Friday at 5 a.m.
Now at noon, abortion rights protesters are gathering once again in downtown L.A. just days after another rally grew violent. Thank you for joining us for the KTLA 5 News at noon. I'm Glenn Walker.
And I'm Lou Parker. Demonstrations continue nationwide in anticipation of the Supreme Court's potential Roe v. Wade reversal.
It is hoped to protest today in downtown L.A. remains peaceful. KTLA 5's Corrine Winter is live outside the federal courthouse where the rally is getting underway. Corrine.
And that rally is expected to start any minute. In fact, you can see some of those attendees arriving here now. They're setting up signs out. One says abortion on demand and without apology. And behind them, well, you can see that huge metal fence. Early this morning, workers arrived quite early. They installed fencing all around the courthouse. I asked them if this was specifically for today's event. They said absolutely, especially in light of what happened earlier this week, Tuesday night, when protesters took to the streets and things became combative. And so again, we're waiting for that to start a short time from now. Earlier this week, when things became combative, some of those who were on hand, they refused LAPD orders to disperse near Pershing Square. They didn't appear to be part of that organized group, and that's really the message today from those who are on hand, that these are peaceful protests. These demonstrations are meant to send a direct message to Washington. Today, those emergency protests continue, expected to start any moment now, with pro-life advocates arguing that they will continue fighting to stop the Supreme Court from removing the right to abortion. They say that's what's poised to happen if Roe v. Wade is overturned. Today's demonstrations are part of a nationwide walkout impacting work and schools. It's unclear how large this crowd is expected to get. Those on the other side of this debate say the decision on whether to preserve life, well, that it should be left with the states.
I'm hoping more babies will be saved. That's what I'm looking for. I would like to see it be illegal completely, but this is California. I don't know, a lot of people don't understand. They think they're going to take rights away from them, but let the states decide and the people decide.
And joining me now, Luna Hernandez. She's with this event today. What is your biggest message? We see the signs, we see what they stand for. What's your message to officials?
Yeah, this draft decision that was leaked the other day, this is a draft decision. It is not yet law. Only the people can prevent the overturning of Roe versus Wade, can prevent it from becoming law. And the way we do that is exactly what is in these signs. Like the woman in Colombia, like the woman in Argentina, Mexico, millions of people taking to the streets, non-violent, mass, sustained protests, a political crisis from below to prevent this ruling, to prevent the right to abortion being taken away.
And quickly, it's not just today, but you plan on taking to the streets every day until you're heard.
Yes, we have a week of action, May 8th through the 14th nationally. In New York, there's people in the streets. On Saturday, we are going to be in West Hollywood, marching throughout West Hollywood, because this can't be a one protest symbolic. We come out, vent our concerns. This has to be sustained and consistent. That is the only way we are going to stop the overturning of Roe versus Wade.
Luna, thank you so much. We'll be here covering it all. And again, one of the bigger messages also from event organizers, they say when things become combative, that message isn't heard, and they're hoping that these demonstrations remain peaceful. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. I should tell you that I spoke to some officials off camera, and they're concerned. So it's not just this fencing. We have like a lot of law enforcement officials behind the scenes just keeping an eye on this entire area. And it's not just LA. These demonstrations continue today all across the country in places like New York, Chicago, and Louisville. That's the very latest here in downtown Los Angeles. Corrine Winter, KTLA 5 News. Back to you in the studio.
Corrine, thank you so much. And more emotional testimony today in Johnny Depp's defamation lawsuit against ex-wife Amber Heard.
The actress is on the stand for a second day and described several instances of physical abuse. KTLA 5's Gene Kang is in the newsroom with the latest from the courtroom. Gene?
Hi, Glenn. Hi, Lou. This is a heavily involved